Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about how Bobani is still mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, and this is unfortunate. The SABC reported on this on their on the news, and then they put their news on their YouTube channel. They put their news on their YouTube channel as well. And it's an unfortunate situation with the Port Elizabeth High Court. First, they suspended their judgment or reserved their judgment, and then we're going to look at it further. But the Port Elizabeth High Court determined that Bobani can still remain mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, and this man is racist as they come. He's incompetent as they come, and he is thin-skinned as they come, and you cannot be thin-skinned and be a mayor, okay? He is sensitive to the utmost parts of criticism, and here's how he's racist. There's nothing wrong with putting the majority of your resources into the townships, okay? I can understand that, okay? The townships need to be built up. The townships need to have their basic supplies of water and electricity ran, okay? I get that, okay? However, the problem with that is he said he would do that at the expense of the nicer areas in Nelson Mandela Bay or Port Elizabeth. Now, I don't mean that he was going to just charge higher rates for their electric bills or their water bills to put water and the necessary electricity at the black townships. I'm not saying he was going to do that, okay? That would have been a different story, and I wouldn't be calling him racist if he would do that, okay? Why I'm calling him racist, he said at the expense of shutting off people in the nicer areas of Port Elizabeth and Nelson Mandela Bay, shutting off their power and shutting off their water and giving it to the people in the townships. That is communism, number one. Number two, that is outright racism, okay? That's outright racism. And then number three, the majority of successful blacks in South Africa are not what you would call anti-white. I mean, some are, but then there's a lot that aren't. What that also is doing is that's taking away from the successful blacks that live in that area, and giving it to people. Yes, some fell out on their luck. Some had been victims of racism for so long during apartheid that they're just broke down physically and mentally. Yeah, that has happened. But then there are a small but not insignificant portion of people in those townships that do not want to work. Okay. It's not the majority of them, but it's a small but not insignificant portion of them. And it's not just 1% to 2%, okay? I mean, let's just be reasonable here. And that's why I call Bobani racist, okay? And the slightest forms of criticism, you can tell in his interview, he is so dang sensitive. He cannot take any criticism, and he will be a dictator before he allows any criticism, okay? Here's the other thing as to why the removal was illegal, okay? Now, where South Africa is not America, okay, racism, since 1994, racism is illegal. And when Nelson Mandela was in charge, it was illegal against all forms of races, black, white, colored, Indian, okay? But since 1999, it's been pretty much racism against whites, coloreds, and Indians is okay, but racism against blacks is illegal. And that is not what the 1994 Constitution is. And Mayor Atal Trollip was basically removed because he was white, okay? The lone DA counselor that voted for Trollip's removal removed him because he's white. And then if you watch Reynaldo's YouTube videos, Reynaldo's a counselor out in Nelson Mandela Bay. He's a DA counselor. Well, he talked about that, that this guy, the guy, Victor Mayati, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, the guy that voted for Mayor Trollip's removal, went against the DA. I mean, Reynaldo knows some COSA, and then he would talk with counselors from other parties in COSA, in COSA, and basically bash white people and just criticize white people because of the color of their skin. Reynaldo said he sat next to him in council meetings and noticed that. And that's just sick. And it's racist. I mean, let's just call it like it is. It's racist. Anyways, and then the other thing is, because a lot of the coloreds do not support Mayor Bobani, those resources are not going to go to the colored townships like they're going to go to the black townships. And that is racism as well. Anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye. Bye-bye.